And good evening to you. Let's begin with cricket. Barbados Pride restricted the Jamaica Scorpions to 157 for 8 on day 2 of the third round Digicel PCL game at Sabina Park. Justin Graves, Kemar Roach and Kenroy Williams took 2 wickets apiece. John Campbell got 60. Meanwhile, in the first-class game between the Barbados Pride and the Volcano, slated for December 16th and 19th, has shifted locations from Kensington Oval in Barbados to Windsor Park in Dominica. Well, St. Giles are through to the semi-finals of the Guardian Group Herman Griffiths Primary Schools cricket competition as they defeated St. Christopher by 101 runs at Briar Hall. St. Christopher won the toss and elected to bowl first, a decision they later came to regret. Here Ramel Smith with the pull off the back foot as the ball races into the boundary. His opening partner Rivera Cottle wanted some of the action also, and he pulls powerfully behind square for another 4. And it was Smith's turn to guzzle down some of the syrup, pulling this long hop to the square-like boundary to take his total to 27. St. Christopher eventually received their breakthrough after this mix-up between Smith and Cottle at the crease, which led to the run-out of Smith for 28 runs to end the first wicket partnership of 95. In next was Sachin Marshall, but he lasted no longer than a snow cone, hitting the ball straight to mid-wicket to be caught from the bowling of Nathan Samuel. Samuel strikes again, bowling Sanchez Reed Haynes for just 1, as St. Giles went on to end their innings on 122 for 3. St. Christopher into bat, having to make a run-a-ball victory, but could not handle the pressure. Curtis Kane caught on bowl off Marshall for 2. Marshall was in a mood for wickets as his next delivery hits the leg stump of Terry Cummins. Davian Doughton was next to go for 3 LBW off the bowling of Reed Haynes, and the last 4 wickets fell without a single run being added. But it was Reed Haynes to wrap up the innings, taking 5 for 10 as St. Christopher were bowled out for 21. Well, further afield, Australia are slightly ahead of the Proteas as the two teams head into day 4 of their third and final test at Adelaide. Scores there: South Africa 259 for 9 declared and 194 for 6. Australia 383. It means that the South Africans lead by 70 runs with just 4 wickets in the bag. Now in India, England closed the first of the third test on 268 for 8 against India. And in New Zealand, the home team made 271. Pakistan, they are reeling at 75 for 6 in reply. The Phillips and Springer Weightlifting Classic, the first of its kind since 1972, is scheduled for tomorrow as part of the 50th Independence Anniversary Barbados Olympic Association's Games. Now it's scheduled for 2 p.m. at the Queen's Park Steel Shed. Now, coach of the weightlifting team, Andrew Callender, gave some insight on what to expect.
We have 15 athletes from the Hole in the Wall. They call themselves the Hole in the Wall, and there'll be 2 boxes represented from CrossFit. That would be 246 and Bassa. They're training pretty good as well. Here we have 3 young ladies that will be taking part for the first time. I expect good things from them. We don't have any masters competing, but there will be masters here as well. Also, we have guys from Guyana coming, seniors and masters. They didn't bring any ladies. They said the ladies weren't up to spec, but we believe that it'll be a good show.
And continuing our features on Bajan Sporting Nights, here's Sir Everton Weeks.
He was the second youngest of the famous 3 Ws, one of Barbados' greatest living cricket legends. An Army Lats Corporal, Justice of the Peace, coach, commentator, cricket administrator, and an ICC international match referee. That's the legacy of Sir Everton Weeks. The books will show Sir Everton as scoring 4,455 test runs at an average of 58.61 with 15 centuries. He's a joint record holder for the quickest to 1,000 test runs, made in just 12 innings in a sequence that included 5 consecutive centuries, and he missed number 6 by just 10 runs.
8 weeks. He's out. Court Evans. O'Bailey. Weeks. Very fine 90.
He totaled over 12,000 runs in a first-class career that spanned 20 years, from 1945 to 1964. Sir Everton was an Indian Cricketer of the Year in 1949, a Wisden Cricketer of the Year in 1951, and he was inducted into the ICC Cricket Hall of Fame in 2009.
Bailey to Weeks. Fine late cut. 4 runs.
Cricket would have taken the top sporting spot in Sir Everton's heart, but he also represented Barbados in both bridge and football. After strolling into retirement, he worked as a cricket commentator, joining the CBC 900 AM family. To make sure we never forget the name, there's a roundabout dedicated to Sir Everton. It can be found in Warrens, one of the busiest commercial areas outside of Bridgetown. And his name also graces a stand at the historic Kensington Oval, along with the other W's, Sir Frank and Sir Clyde. Following the end of his cricketing career, Sir Everton received a range of distinctions, including being made a Knight of the Order of St. Michael and St. George for his services to cricket. Sir Everton Weeks, still batting strong on 91 not out.
And now it's time for tonight's sports moment.
April 3rd, 2016 in India, Carlos Brathwaite smashed 4 consecutive sixes off the final over to propel the West Indies to victory over England in the ICC T20 final.
Oh, it's high in the air again. Oh, it's 3 sixes. And that's his 18 gone.
Look at the West Indies. Look at England. Let's see Carlos Brathwaite. Carlos Brathwaite! Remember the name!
Carlos Brathwaite's 4 consecutive sixes to win the 2016 T20 World Cup. A great Bajan sporting moment.
Well, that's it for sports. Selma Green is standing by with a look at the weather.